Hey everyone, it's Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. And first of all, happy 4th of July. We're getting ready to go into the 4th of July weekend, so hope everybody has some time to spend with their friends and families, have a little fun. If you're in the reselling world, hopefully you get some work done, sell some stuff as well. In any case, let me start out first with a big shout out to all our customers. If you watched my video last week, you know that we were a little slow on the online sales side. Almost immediately after dropping that video last week, our sales just went through the roof for the weekend. I think we shipped out 20 boxes on Sunday or on Monday morning. One of our biggest weekends we've had in a while. Couple that with the sales we did at our booths, we really knocked it out of the park this last week. So I was really excited about that. And obviously, if it wasn't for our customers, we could not have done that. Speaking of our customers, what I'm getting ready to announce would also not have been possible if it wasn't for them. Our big announcement that I referenced last week, come September 4th, Franklin Hill Ventures is going into the full-time reselling business. I'm leaving behind my quote real job, and we're going to move forward with doing the reselling life full time. I've got some other revenue streams in mind that will help with that, but all kind of related to reselling. I'm planning on doing another video or maybe a series of videos that talks about, I guess, our adventures, for lack of a better term, as we start to move forward with the reselling full time. So look for that to come out, I don't know, in the next week or two. And, we'll talk about kind of what we've done to prepare for this going full time. We're really at the end of kind of a 5-year plan to do this. And then, what else we're going to do, moving forward to make sure that it's successful. So very excited about that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous, but it's going to be fun, and I believe we can make it work, and we'll see what happens, and hopefully you'll follow along with us as we move forward with that. I believe that's it as far as announcements. So let's go ahead and move into our sales of the week. And fortunately, this week we actually had quite a few sales to talk about. Where last week, with it being so slow, we did not. So let me get my screen shared here. All right, hopefully everybody can see my screen. And our first sale, and as you can see, this isn't just like a really big sale or anything, $16 plus shipping. The reason I mention this is one of those examples where patience is a virtue. I think we got this originally in 2017, and it's been listed ever since then. Fortunately, as part of our store, relisting doesn't cost us, per se. So this thing sat there and relisted every 30 days and finally sold. I see posts all the time or hear people talking, how long should I leave posts up before I donate it? Do this, do that. Just leave it up there, especially if you have a store level that you don't use all your free listings. And I think even the basic store, you get so many now that it's hard to ever list that much. So anyway, this, sold last week, got it shipped out, went to a new home. And so 4 years later, after listing this, boom, it finally sold. So our next sale, and I mentioned this one on its own, $25 plus the buyer paid shipping, so it was around $30. We bought a set of 8 of these Danks Designs miniature animal figures. They're kind of mid-century modern, designed by this certain person here, Gunnar Cyrene, and we've really sold these as quick as we can get them listed. And they've all sold between $20 to $25 or so plus shipping. And they're really cool little animals. They're made of zinc or silver plated zinc, relatively heavy. So I have 2 more left to sell of these. I just need to get them cleaned up, take a little silver polish to them. In any case, if you happen to see these out, I don't think they're rare per se, but if you ever see these, pick them up. They sold really quick, and really cool little pieces. So then the next one that I'll mention, this was a set of steins that represented the original 13 colonies. And we listed these, as we do most things, cross-posted. These happen to sell on Macari, and actually all 10 that we have listed sold. There's 14 in the series. That's another story. Somehow I've misplaced 4 of them. Uh, I need to find them because it's a guaranteed sale. If I can find them and get those 4 listed, the person who bought these has already basically said, hey, I want the other 4 if you find them. So in any case, I sold these. I ended up having to bundle these on Macari. And if you've ever bundled anything on Macari, I mean, it's a little different than bundling on other platforms. There's no method to just, take 10 sales, which is what this was, and automatically bundle those with combined shipping. You end up having to create new listings with whatever you want your bundles to be. So in this case, I created 5 new listings that were 2 steins each because that's how I was going to ship those. And also, I mean, the shipping, I could do it cheaper shipping on my own. So I incorporated the shipping into that $37 cost and called it free shipping on the listing. So in any case, I ended up, I don't remember exactly what I paid for these, but a lot less than what I sold them for. I sold 5 of these bundles at $37 each, so $180 or so. Plus the cost of shipping, which was probably around $30 for all the boxes after all was said and done. And so I ended up making a good profit on these. But these were really cool steins. There were, as I mentioned, 14 in the series. This bundle happened to be the Massachusetts and the Rhode Island stein. So, I mean, I've had pretty good success selling steins in general. But these were really cool, and I'm hoping I can find the other 4 because I'm sure that this person would like to have the whole set. So the next item, if I can get my header to disappear for Zoom, is this Viewmaster set. I picked this up. This is one of the houses. I think I talked last week about the Oliver Springs houses. This came out of the Oliver Springs, and I may have even put a picture of this before I listed it. Listed this, sold really quick, $30, $9 shipping. Viewmaster stuff always sells real well. This was, I mean, it had the Muppet movie gift pack 10, and then it had the included viewer. I think it had all the original discs that were part of the original 10, but it didn't have the little, I guess there was a little metal holder that held those discs. That was not in there. And then it had just some other random disc in there as well. There was a Popeye, had the Michael Jackson Thriller one, which was kind of cool to look at. That was back in my high school days. And just several other Muppets one, and then a Quick Draw McGraw. Anyway, kind of an assortment of Viewmaster reels. And that was also a really quick seller. Sold it on Facebook Marketplace, once again for $30 plus the $9 shipping. So if you see Viewmaster stuff, definitely pick it up. As mentioned, it's a good seller. The next one I'll mention, and this was an eBay sale. This is another one of those that by itself is not a really huge sell or anything. It was $16 plus the buyer paid the shipping. It's a spoon rest that's in this home and garden party, which is a stoneware china from the late 1990s into the early 2000s. This particular piece happened to be the spoon rest. And I just mentioned this because I bought this whole set of this home and garden party china, all in this magnolia pattern. Probably got over 100 pieces, paid $40 for it, I believe. And then I'll piece it out. If I sell a lot of china, and just as kind of a side note on china, I've never had much luck selling full sets. It's really going to sell better if you piece it out. I know a lot of people tend to stay away from china because of the shipping, but I've had good success. I've gotten pretty good at packaging the china stuff. So I pick it up wherever I can. You can always get it fairly inexpensive, and then for me anyway, it's turned into a pretty good seller. I know my wife calls me the China King of Knoxville because our basement looks like Replacements West. If you're familiar with Replacements over in North Carolina. The thing my wife likes about it, another side note, on holidays, she'll come down and pick out a pattern that we use for either Christmas or Thanksgiving, kind of borrow it from the business and use it, and then put it back into inventory. So anyway, this was the first piece of this I sold, and I've got a ton more to list. I've got some of it already listed. I'll probably take some of the bigger pieces to the booth. I think I already took a picture out to the booth yesterday. So, if you like this magnolia china, feel free to visit my store, take a look, and make me an offer on it. And then the last thing I'll mention, and this was one of my booth sales, if you can see right here, it's the cast iron dog boot scraper. It's a Datsun. And I believe that one sold for around $75. And I picked that up at a yard sale for, it was $15 to $20. So pretty good profit margin on that. As mentioned, I had a really good week at my booth. This happens to be my booth at Bearden in Knoxville. And then I have my other booth at Granny's Attic Antiques in Clinton, Tennessee. If you're ever in Clinton, another side note, stop by and see me. I work most Saturdays, at least 3 Saturdays a month generally. We're open from 10 to 6 on Saturdays. So if you're ever in the Clinton area, stop by and see me. If you're in Clinton or even the Knoxville area, the first weekend in October, I believe it is, that's when our big fall festival is. So after being on hiatus for a year, maybe 2 years due to COVID, we're picking back up in October. So really looking forward to that. They shut down the streets, all kind of vendors, all the stores in town have sales. And in Clinton, there's probably 15 to 20 antique and other types of stores, all within walking distance in the main downtown area. So if you're in the area, come visit us. If you're in Knoxville, make sure and come visit us. Bearden, also a lot of great dealers in that mall. And while there's not quite as many malls within walking distance, there are several antique malls all within, a kind of a small radius within that area of Knoxville. So hope to see some of you out there. I believe that's all I had to talk about today. So as mentioned, look for a video coming. We'll do our regular weekly update video next week. And then I'll probably do, as mentioned, either a video or a series of videos on our journey as we move into this full time. Can't wait to get into that. Got about another 8 weeks at my real job. And, I'll be spending that time trying to, get everybody else up to speed on the things I do, make sure I document everything well. I do want to leave, what I'm doing there in better shape than when I started. So anyway, I believe that is it. You can visit us at franklinhillventures.com, all one word. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, although we focus on Facebook and Instagram. And then you can visit all our different stores, eBay, Facebook, Marketplace. And that's under my name, Stuart White. And Depop, Macari, Etsy, and then we've recently got on Poshmark. So hope to see some of you maybe at the booth sometime, and make sure you visit us on social media. And everyone have a great 4th of July weekend.